farming operation. We're currently running about 1,200 commercial Dorpers, 200 stud Dorpers and 180 breeder cows, and grow wheat and a lot of our own grain. Wastage from trial feeding, lower lambing percentages, and like a lot of time wasted trail feeding, and that took up a lot of our time in dry times feeding stock. We've got a feedlot set up for our lambs, and we found with the feeders, the lambs, as they're born onto a feeder with their mothers, they're used to walking up to a feeder. They're used to eating grain, so it's easier when you introduce them into the feedlot. And when they come in, you often find the weight's a lot better because they've been on the grain with their mothers, and our weaning weights are a lot better. And for example, the last lot of lambs we weaned into the feedlot, we expected to have to feed them for sort of 6 weeks in the feedlot, and when we got them in and ran them over the scales at weaning time, they were over two-thirds of them were ready to go to the abattoirs. So it improves our profitability. Lambing percentages, better joining, and that with the feeders, like the ewes are in better condition to join, and that, and just helps us along. And and a lot less time spent feeding sheep, as you can fill a feeder up and know you're right for 2 weeks, and you can go away and you know you're right. Where with trail feeding, we used to be feeding every second day, and taking up a fair bit of time. Mainly barley, some barley and oat mix, or it just depends what we've got on hand. In the feedlot, it's barley and chickpeas at the moment, and for the ewes, it's sort of what you can get your hands on, but mainly barley and oats that we grow ourselves at the moment. And we've got our own seed grader, and we put a lot of the rougher grain that comes off the seed when we grade it through the feeders as well. Just depends on the times and that, but we sort of, a lot of the time we're down to sort of only 150 to 200 grams a day per sheep. And if it's a real dry and hard time, we'll increase it a bit, but it just depends on the time. But we try and aim around that 200 grams. They a lot of the time the sheep are just coming and going, different sheep coming and going all the time, sort of. Some sheep will walk up, and when they've had enough they walk off, and the other sheep walk in, so it's different sheep coming and going all the time. Just depends, about 300 dry ewes, and back to sort of 200, 220 ewes and lambs, and we've got a mixer that we use to take the grain to the feeders, and that's the way we do it. It's got its own auger on the mixer. We've got a front end loader, so we just pick them up and either carry them or sit them on the back of a ute and move them if it's a long distance. That's how we move them. The fork guides and everything, and that seem to work well, and they lift well. We've never had any issues lifting the feeders. We've had no issues at all with the feeders standing up to the sheep and that, so it's been good.